What's the deal, YouTube? 2020 Tantra on Amazon. A lot of people ask me about money or how to make money or how to travel consistently and how I do what I do and how I'm where I am all the time. So I'll get it right into it. So I really look at it like it's the four oars. You got humility. So humility is just, that's the key, really. That's the key to receiving everything. Just like the ocean receives all the water from all rivers because it is lower than them. It's the same thing. You put yourself lower and you can receive everything. If you give everything up, everything will be given to you. So when you put yourself lower in a humble stance, it's humility, true humility. Every time that you have something that you think that you need as far as travels or whatever it is, this sustenance so that you can keep it moving, if you exercise humility, then you'll always be fine. That's just number one for me, humility. Like, it's not like, it's kind of like, closed mouth don't get fed, because like you see it all the time where you could get things in your life, but you just don't want to ask for it because the persona that you've created, the parasite that you've created, that's not a part of that code. It's not a part of that persona. So it interferes with that. So that persona has to die for you to ask, or for you to, sustain that level of humility so that you can receive more. But you got to look at it like the more you receive, it's just more responsibility to give. So it's not like you're getting away with anything by asking for something and receiving it. It's not a burden either, but everything has to you have to keep everything moving and keep it fresh. So humility, that's number one. That a lot of the times you just, closed mouth don't get fed, or whatever, however you want to look at that. So then you have to look at like what's not needed. That's always huge. A lot of the times you got to just reduce. A lot of the times if you just do things in proper order, a proper arrangement, you realize that you don't need anything anyway. Like, the things that you are fixated upon, the things that you think you need, if you just really do the inventory, you might not need them. So that's always huge. Doing, not doing. That's a big one. Just doing, like a lot of the times you just don't need it right now. It's not that you won't have it forever, or that you can never have that thing or do that thing that you want to do. It's just that right now it's not needed, and you need to find a proper arrangement to, maybe if you do manifest it, you could do it properly. Because if you do things out of order anyway, you won't enjoy them anyway. So you got humility for one. So it's the four oars. So when it comes to money, it comes in points where you feel like you need to spend, or you feel like you have lack in a scenario as far as money. So you got the four oars: humility, if it's not needed, and then if you can get it without paying. So that, I know a lot of it, I'm not even saying it in a scavenging type of way, like you just get something from somebody without compensating them, because it's always going to be a trade. You don't get anything without giving equally. So the giveth taketh equally, forever, eternally. But when I say like get things without paying for it, a lot of things are free if you just utilize the body to its fullest potential. Like at this point, we're using plants as a middleman to convert light or vibration and refine it for our endeavors in life, or just so we can utilize energy. We're using plants, and then people are going even further on another level of creating need and being parasites, to where they grow the plants, then the animals eat the plants, then they eat the animals. So you're using like multiple middlemen just to get to a place where you can just do, you can do that without even moving if you practice the breath work. So that's just for one. A lot of things that you probably don't even have to pay for, because if you use the body, if you bend the body, if the body is flexible in the ways of, its potential, if you realize how little you need to eat, that has a lot to do with your budget. And on top of that, if you don't eat as much, then your whole perspective changes. Like the way you walk down the street changes, your posture changes, the way you breathe changes. So then you see different opportunities, you meet different people, your life is just different. That's just how it is, based on your density. If you're more dense, then you're going to be more concerned with the flesh. Your view is going to probably be more down when you're walking. You're not going to probably walk as erect as you would if you're not breathing properly and you're not moving in rhythm with the Tao. So that's and when it comes to not having to pay for things, in other ways too. Sometimes it just requires you to use your alchemy, whether it be the breathing. It's always coming down to the breathing. The breathing is paramount. The breathing makes you, it makes you in position to utilize everything. But, in other cases, as far as an alchemist, you might be exchanging your breath and you doing your magic in another way, to where you can still get to that end. It's just the means change. whether you're doing it from fasting, breatharian, or whatever the case may be. Like it's the end still happens. So it's a natural and organic way to go about getting the things you want instead of going through other people and through other mediums, because energy is your breath energy coming back at you. So energy is just it's 2D in a sense because it's flat. But I mean, money is 2D in a sense because it's flat, but it's your breath. You know, I guess you are the breath personified. Money is the breath objectified, or however you want to look at it, another object, however you want to look at it. It's all objects, but for sake of conversation, that's what money is the breath coming back at you. You allow the breath to catch you. So that for your 4 O's, you got humility, what's not needed, and if you can get it without money. So your last or will be, do you already have it? A lot of the times you already have those things. And sometimes you already have, if you can look at life in a quantum view, then you can see that you already have things supposedly down the road or in the past or whatever, however you want to look at it. So you have to do the inventory that way too. You know, that's the more holistic view. Like, do I have these things? Are these things already on the path? Am I creating a need that is, you know, just illusory? So, because again, when you create a need, you have to take something that isn't yours. So then you have to give something that isn't yours. It's just the compensation relationship. It's the compensation ship of pride, of the illusion of pride, of separation. So those are your 4 O's more so. You know, you got your humility, ask for it, or, you know, don't accept it. Sometimes people want to help you and you don't want to accept it because you're persona. And then you might be able to get it without, you know, without ever paying for it. You know, you might, if you're hungry, you do breath work, you're no longer hungry because you've enriched your blood with air. If you breathe from your diaphragm, where more blood is in the lungs, then that fuels the cells, that fuels the muscles. Because the blood is circulating, it's bringing the air and the minerals, all that is getting brought through the blood. So you enrich the blood with the air so that the circulation is proper, you can feed the cells, thus you're less hungry, and you have a different perspective in life and your power of your own body. Your life will be different. So then, or you already have it. So humility, you don't need it at all to begin with. You can get it without paying for it, or you already have it. Those are the 4 things. So if you're thinking about money or thinking about spending money, you be like, I could pay for this, I could get a job and do this, I could do this and that, or let me go through the 4 O's. Like, do I really need it? Can I exercise humility to get it? Can I get it by other exchanges? Can I get it without paying in direct cash? And if you know exactly if you need it at all. So those are the 4 O's. And everything has to do with the way you charge, of course, with money. Like, that's why it's called a charge. So if you're using your money to travel and meet people, and you're using your money to help people for, you know, betterment of life, because that's more money, more problems. More money is people giving you responsibility. Energy is responsibility. So you're getting your money, you're getting a responsibility. It's just a different state of affairs. Because, all right, the person that is looking out for the greatest communal good is the person that will handle the most money, or they'll handle the most real assets, the most real value, if they're really looking for it. See, looking for the betterment of the life as a whole. So that's just that, man. Like, it's all about that overall. It's all about the holistic. That's it, man. And being real is your protection. Whether you got to ask for it, whether you say, like, I can't do this now, I got to do breath work, or whatever it is. But being real will protect you from everything. You know, reality is invincibility. So the more you are real with yourself, then the more you can arrange your life properly to where no needs happen. They just can't even happen because you're in proper arrangement, proper alignment, and creation is alignment. So align your day, your elements. Nothing should come before breath work and your activities, and everything follows that. Everything will follow the Tao. So that's that. I'm about to see what my brother thinks about this. But as far as my investments on money and charging, like I was going to say, the way I've charged my energy, I've brought it to a point where now I can't even really stop to travel. I put it out to where the energy, I see the table turn on the fact that, like, I use travel to enjoy home. Like, whenever I travel, I'm like, man, home is this vacation that I constantly live on. Travel is more so work, in a sense. Like, but it's good work though. It's not bad. Like, I'm still doing the work that in work, do what you love. So then you only get what you love coming towards you. So whether that's spouses or whatever. But let's see what my brother thinks about money real quick. I know you're having a deep convo right now. Let's see what we can get with this dad hat on. Oh, you want to give him a drop or anything like that?
My brother doing a little video and shit right now. Right now, you gotta check him out. Not even a little video. He probably gonna get like 70,000 views off this shit. I'm talking to my man Ray Don, Good Peoples right now. I'm gonna get with y'all in a second or whatever. Let me finish up and I'm gonna elaborate on what you was talking about.
Yeah, I was just talking about money and like your number one rules in money, but we'll get into it then.
Yo, Ray, man, what you doing, Ray, right now? Cause you a genius. You think they can hear him?
Yeah, no, I'm sure they could probably hear him. I was just gonna ask, what's your number one rule of money as far as spending, like, to make it come back? Like, what's, as far as I know, like you said, like, even folding the money in certain ways to everything, I don't know if you just got one thing, maybe. Either one of y'all, like a tip. If you like, man, I don't spend my money unless I spend it this way, because I don't know.
That's my brother asking you that, Ray. So how you feel about that?
Right, so the question is, what is the rule on how to spend it? Is that the question?
Yeah, like what's your number one where you when maybe you see something or somebody that you're like, yo, I'll invest into that. I wouldn't have invested into that, but you passed the test. It passes the rule to where now I'll spend money on this product or this person.
Okay, so here's how I'm going to answer that, and you tell me if that is is that acceptable, right? So my understanding of money, let's rephrase money to the word wealth, okay?
Okay.
All right, so my understanding of wealth now at my age and trials and errors of having money is that I'm only investing in earth. I'm only investing in anything that's land, which is earth. Understand? So, because all the wealth is in the land, in the earth. So let me put it into business sense. All of the commodities that are traded for liquidity is in the land, is in the earth. Gold, diamonds.
Raw material.
Real goods.
Woods for homes, real estate. That's where I'm at now in order to answer your question, is that the wealth is in the land. Wherefore, I assume that the wealth was in the synthetic things of the world. Synthetic, make-believe.
Like perspectives and stuff?
Like stock market.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Yeah, speculation and all
That's
that.
make-believe.
Yeah.
That's make-believe. You can make money if you understand the fate makeup system, and then it's still high risk. But your more guaranteed assured wealth is in the land, in real estate, in commodities. It's in the land. It's always been in the land. Us as a people, we were taught that our wealth came from the land. It came from farming. It came from mining, right? You mine to get the commodity. You farm to get the crop, to get the nut, whatever you trade it, right? That's where the wealth is at.
Yep.
And that's where I'm putting my money now.
Ray said that's where the wealth is at, so that's where I'm at. Therefore, that's where I'm at.
You can meet me there.
Right.
Yeah, you can meet me there or be square.
So I don't know if I answered you.
No, that was great.
That's great, man. Yeah.
Okay.
That's great. Yeah, and I figured maybe I don't know if you had like a personal rule, but that's a great rule there, and I guess.
So my rule. So yeah. Okay. So let's sum it up. My rule would be, yes, I'm invest in the land, invest back into anything that's from earth, nothing synthetic, nothing man-made, earth.
Everything that can recycle.
From earth, anything that's produced from earth.
Yeah.
That's where your fortune is at.
Yeah, because it seemed like everything from earth is pretty limitless.
Pretty plentiful.
Yeah, everything coming from God is seeming pretty plentiful.
Right. So
yeah.
So real estate, right? What are we doing when we deal with real estate? We're dealing with wood. We're dealing with lumber.
Yep.
Right. So understand the mathematics of lumber and trees. It's easy to understand the commerce of real estate.
Wow.
Okay. So right now, right? And I'll be honest with you, like your brother's the homie. You know what I'm saying? So I'll just be honest. I lost a lot of money in music. Right? It's been seesaw. I'm not puffy. I made a good dollar, lost a lot of the dollar, gained some back, right? And that's lack of education and economics. That's why I'm trying to be disciplined and teach better at my 44 years of age now. And I've been making money since young, 20, 19 years old. Now understanding the principle of finance, not just the power, but the principle. So now what I'm doing is I'm in commodity trading. So I'm into trading sesame seeds and cashew nuts and soybeans and understanding the economic value, but understanding the political value of such commodities. Okay? And as I'm learning, I'm teaching. So as, you know, hopefully, Lord willing, I'll be in a position once I become economically empowered, I'm going to produce farms. I'm going to teach brothers like your brother and yourself how to produce your farms and how to get into the commodity business and recycle the information and create villages and create communities off of this information, off the land.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I mean, people gotta live somewhere, one way or another. Like all the events in life gotta take place on the earth. So that's really is.
Our money, brother, comes from farming. Our money, brother, comes from real estate. It doesn't come from the stock market. It doesn't come from a get-rich-quick scheme idea. It comes from the land.
Yeah, I mean, even the stocks, it's pretty much just built up off of like...
Yeah, it's built up off of raw material.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, I mean, they're growing the poppies and the coca, and then that's getting traded. They're getting refined and traded. And
all the stock market is, it's a phantom. It's a phantom system of trade. Like, it's just a phantom. Like, it don't exist. System of trading commerce. That's all it is.
We had a video one time, Ray, we was talking about this, and we had touched on that because, you know, a lot of dudes relate to a certain raw material, which may be most likely drugs or something like that, but that's still a raw material. And that's why you see, this is one of the reasons, right, Ray? I don't know. I feel like you'll see why these cartels are so strong. They control a raw material that...
They control what? Farming.
That's what I'm saying. Well, you know what I mean? They know how to do shit.
Yeah,
they know how to do shit.
Yeah,
they know how to till that land.
Yeah, whether you're farming minerals or plants.
Put it under the category that it's supposed
Shout
to
out to my Cholo niggas, man. And Mexicans, Guatemalans, El Salvadorians, you know, I mean disrespect.
I mean, that's it. I mean, people, that's really it. People got to live somewhere and they got to eat something. So that's...
Right. So, look, let's look at the nations that became powerful under farming. Mexico,
super strong.
Colombia, Venezuela,
Vietnam, and anywhere, yeah, exactly. Yeah, anywhere where they were farming in general, whether it's drug farming or
China.
Afghanistan.
Look. Check this out. And you brothers are light, so you're most likely gonna know this. China, their economic history came from farming. Always.
Yeah.
It came from agriculture. That's their biggest commodity. That's their biggest drive of income is agriculture.
Yeah,
right?
I've heard that China has been like, man, we won't take your money. Give us raw goods. Like, you gotta give us metal, or you gotta give us steel. You gotta give us steel, or alloys and stuff. Because we're not taking your money. Like, we need the raw goods.
Well, China, right? Okay.
It's a lot of motherfuckers.
That's true. That's true. So China, when they became an industrialized nation, they polluted the nation. They polluted it. Like when I went to Hong Kong, there is a cloud. It's
Beijing is filthy, they say.
Oh man, I've been to Shanghai. It made my eyes burn. My eyes.
Hold on. Listen to what he just said, Ray, my younger brother.
Yeah, I went to Shanghai and my eyes were burning. Like it was like my skin. I could feel it in the air. It's all burning.
Right. So you know what I mean because you was there. So you know
exactly.
What I mean. So that
there.
was a result of them becoming an industrialized nation to keep up with the first world countries like England and America, right? So what China's doing now is China is becoming more of a solar a solar economy, so to speak. They're doing less with factories. Matter of fact, they just do a $60 billion embargo trade on America because they're not taking none of America's recycling anymore and burning it. So we were giving them $60 billion worth of our recycling, and they were burning it. And they're like, no, we're cutting down to the point where we're not going to do anything that's going to harm our environment no more. Because China, what they're trying to do, they're trying to recover from the pollution that they did for how many years.
Yeah.
Right? So they're becoming more natural. They're going back to the earlier ways of the way they did things based off the land.
Yeah.
Now, what China does that's genius is they take the same formula and they put the money behind Africa through the same way, through agriculture. So they're helping Africa grow. Now watch this. I want you guys to study this in politics. They're helping Africa grow at an alarming rate through agriculture. That's why Africa is kicking out all of the European nations out of the continent of Africa who own farms.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true wealth.
That's happening right now.
That's true wealth.
That's happening right now. They're kicking out all the African nations, African with a K.
The Dutch, right?
Right, the Dutch and the English. They're kicking them out, and the Portuguese. They're kicking them out. Like, yo, y'all out of here. And don't have us bust our gun to kick you out either. They're getting out of there. Why? Because China is educating the Africans. Yo, the more we invest in you agriculturally, it makes it beneficial if you own 100% of your backyard.
Yeah, and China got that railroad system popping. I know they want to get the goods in and out of Africa.
And let's just be honest. Let's keep it on a basic level for my G's out there.
So,
everybody respect the,
so who is
carbon.
Who has the mind control over China? Russia. How does Russia have the mind control over China? Through communism. So Russia and China are always in cahoots. They'll never be enemies with each other. Under the flag of what? Communism. So Russia now invested in what? Africa. And then invested in Africa with natural gases. You follow me?
Yeah, like
natural gases and oil. America says, we don't have no use for Africa. We don't have no use for things. So we have no use or interest for Africa.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's the basic shit though, right? It's the basic motherfucking principles of how this thing works, you know. We gotta go to the plug, you know, aka them sun people. Because they got all that energy. And we got to tap into it somehow. You know what I'm saying? Like you know. And, you know, I mean, don't get me wrong. I always tell people, man, if you're on the other side, you probably feel the same way too. Shit. Look, man, just be thankful you who you are.
Yeah.
This is my man Ray Don right here, man. Good brother right here. Shout out to all the viewers. You already know who that is. It's my brother. But we be having these type of talks is what we trying to show y'all.
Yeah, I feel like it's like with the Chinese proverb when they were saying like there's four great powers, like man is one, man follows the earth follows the universe follows the universal flow, like the Tao. So like it's like, you know, and the way I think the only way you can really follow the earth is to look at its natural inhabitants and the people that are in harmony with it already. It's kind of the only way to follow it.
Yeah,
itself.
how would you know?
Yeah.
It's like walking in somewhere dark as hell with no.
When you get, let me add to the answer. Let me help lead us to the answer. The only way we know is when we get closer to the Most High. Remember, I said Smoke. He's very simplistic. He's not complicated.
Yeah, it's pure.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So, purity and simplicity. It's really not.
Primal.
When we start dieting, that's not of the Most High because it's all complication. Purity is simplistic, right?
Yeah, fasting.
Simplistic way of eating and living and thinking, right? That's righteousness. So So the more we understand what righteousness is in our relationship to the Most High, we then start understanding our dietary practices and our self-discipline. They become more natural to do. They don't become a diet.
Yeah, but that's the thing, though, Ray. I don't think there's more than one diet. You see what I'm saying? I don't think.
There's only one way to diet. There's only one way of living.
Yeah, like so.
Eating.
You know,
really, honestly, there's only one. We again.
I mean, I guess in a simple way, it's like the more God that you have in you, the less hungry you're gonna be. Like if you constantly giving your God away all the time,
right.
you're gonna be. If you're giving up all that God, you're gonna be hungry. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Right. But the more you let God fill you, you know. But I think that's everything to do with that breathing practice.
I like the way you just said that. I like that.
This the guy, yo, Ray. Ray, this the guy I'm gonna get you into. This the guy everybody gonna have to talk to one day. This the guy.
I'm already tapping into your spirit, so we gotta build.
Man, it's nothing but inspiration. That's what I feel like. I feel like that's what we here for. We you know,
hustle and motivate.
What's your name again?
Yeah.
What's your name again?
Taylor,
right?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's similar to Tyler. My son name is Tyler. Taylor's similar to Tyler. Okay. Taylor,
see, even great. See how the universe. See.
Yeah.
Check it out, right? I've known your brother for a number of years, right? So I never really talked to him, right? So I'm led by the energy of the Most High, right? And I ain't gonna get all holy with it, but I am. So I was told
we totally get you, Ray.
Yeah,
we totally get you.
I feel you.
I was told to talk with him. I was literally told to engage him and have this conversation, right? And I also seen that he's been searching for knowledge. I also seen that vision, right? And I'm not. You don't tell me. You don't tell me this.
Mm-hmm. That's natural inspiration, though. Natural inspiration. It don't need. Right. You don't need a confirmation. It's just like I got the instructions.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So me talking to him. Look how I segue into you.
Yeah.
Right? And the Most High showed me there's not just a conversation I have yet idly, but this is going to lead to something major economically and spiritually.
A holistic type of feel.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I mean, like it's just like the church, man. As far as when the church was conquering the world and they were sending the Spanish and England, when the Catholic Church had all that spiritual energy and then they turned it into gold, and then they just start funding the pillaging. Like it's like we kind of just reversing that. Kind of like it's like the reverse of that, taking that spiritual energy that was converted into gold, that was converted into colonialism. It's like it's kind of like we're doing the remedy of that.
Right. Well, see, what it is. Let's start to train our mind to think simplistic, because sometimes we so intelligent.
Yeah,
it makes us,
that's definitely true.
Yeah, we thinking in a language. We thinking in a colonist language, so it's already like
right.
Yeah.
So let's simplify our understanding, because three of us are highly intelligent. So let's just simplify it, right? The simplistic way of understanding what happened is we all are Hebrews. We come from the tribe. We come from the 12 tribes, right?
Same source.
Very basic understanding is the manuscript that the Most High gave our ancestors, was basic with farming, was basic with mathematics, like the top mathematics and scientists were all Hebrews.
Yeah.
The best farmers, the best people in agriculture, right?
And the more simple, the more you can really see the depths of math. The more simple,
right.
Yeah.
So like I was telling Smoke, I said, you got the yin and the yang. Right? The Asians call it the yin and the yang, but I call it righteousness and unrighteousness. So for everything that's righteous, there's an equal component to unrighteousness. So with Yeshua, which is equal to Jesus.
Wait, what'd you say, Ray? Say that again. You said who?
Yeshua. Yeshua, when he walked the earth, he gave a simplistic relationship between man and the Most High. He laid it out simplicity, and he told man, you're not human. You're not regular flesh and blood. No, of this planet, the God of this planet. They don't teach you that in Christianity. In Christianity, they teach you die, and then you go to heaven. No!
Yeah.
No!
Yeah, I don't know where it's lost, where people, like, where alignment with God somehow makes you not God. Like, I feel like if you align with God, there's no separation, so I don't get the whole...
Well, brother, you'd be surprised. I remember I made a comment on Facebook. My goodness. I had at least 30 Christians take my head off.
Yeah, I bet.
They said, will you blasphemy? Will you get in the word that Jesus talked about we God? I hit them with 7 scriptures. Bang, 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 bang. They shut up.
Hit them with 7 scriptures.
They shut up.
Hold on that note,
I let them go in. They went in. It was like 24 hours. They went in and they got busy on me. I just said, I ain't let you say it, Pete. Then I hit them with 7 scriptures. Bang, 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 bang. 7 to be exact.
Yeah, them silver bullets.
Yeah, them silver bullets.
Yeah.
And I'm hitting them with their Bible on what Jesus Christ said about us being God of this planet. And he was quiet. It was crickets. Crickets.
Don't nobody want that responsibility, man. People just don't want the responsibility, man. You know.
Yeah.
I think, and I guess that's what it is. It's like fear in general.
Right, because Christianity teaches fear.
Yeah.
Christianity tells you only could jump the height of your ceiling. That is your maximum ability. Right?
Yeah.
It's the height of your ceiling.
It separates you and God.
Right.
The rhetoric,
Actually
yeah.
does.
The rhetoric
It
does.
doesn't teach you that you can jump past the clouds of earth. It teaches you only can maybe jump the height of your ceiling. That's Christianity. That's why Christianity is ineffective in America. Think about it. You have hundreds of thousands of churches that serve one God. Why is it that we still have poverty? Why is it that we still have war? Forget the world, in this country.
Yeah.
Why is it that we believe in an omnipresent being that has all this power but is powerless? We gotta then blame what are we doing wrong? Now all these churches, right? All of these satellite churches, all of this power, but it's powerless. That means we're doing something wrong, and it's true. The average pastor don't know what the heck they talking about from the pulpit.
Hell no.
Yeah. No,
They don't.
it's
First
some,
of all,
it's, yeah.
calling him Jesus is off. That's like Taylor. Your name is Taylor. Your name is not Bob.
Yeah.
Right?
No, I know, and I mean,
So
yeah.
if I keep calling you Bob, out of your natural response, if I don't know you from a can of Taylor, hey, Bob, what's up? And you turn around, oh, no, yeah, homie. My
There's
name
like
is Taylor.
there's like 10 names for Jesus that I feel like would be more appropriate than Jesus. Whether it's Emmanuel, whether it's the Morning Star, whether it's whatever you want to call it, Jesus is just like totally astrological and pagan. I don't, you know what I mean? It's like,
It is,
yeah.
right? So imagine if I keep calling you Bob, out of being courteous, you're going to correct me one time. Yo, pardon me, fam. My name is Taylor. I'm supposed to respect that. So then now I see you again. Yo, Bob, what up? You told me tonight to tell you my name was Taylor. Now you're going to feel disrespected.
yeah,
Right?
yeah,
That's what we're doing to the Messiah's name. We keep saying Jesus. Because Jesus ain't even in the Hebrew language.
ain't no J.
It's not even, the J ain't even in the language.
J only 600 years old, right?
Right.
The actual J.
Yeah, nah. That's the thing. I know we can get deep into it. Yeah, like right around the time.
Yeah, hold on, my arm getting tired. Hold this up real quick.
Yeah, I say the thing as far as like when Jay came in the picture and Copernicus and then, you know, the flat Earth and what the Bible says about the Earth and all that type of stuff. Yeah,
So how could the Messiah's name be Jesus?
it's impossible.
Right? Just like how could God, G-O-D, which is Greek, how could Yahweh be God?
Yeah,
Yahushua, some call it Yahshua, Yahushua, and some call it Yahweh. I forgot how to pronounce it. Pronunciation. Yahuwah. Some pronounce it Yahuwah, some pronounce it Yahweh, some pronounce it Yahshua, some pronounce it Yahushua. right?
Yeah, I've heard. Yeah, I know.
Anyway,
I've heard people argue
yeah.
so much either way. Like
Yeah,
Yeshua is Joshua. This one is this one, and all that.
Yeah.
But I know it's just not
What we
Jesus.
can
It's not
agree on,
Jesus.
because we could debate that to the cows come home.
Yeah.
But here's what we all, as believers who are seeking the truth, we all can agree that there is no J in here.
Yeah.
We all
No.
can agree to that.
Yeah, it doesn't exist. Yeah.
Right? So truth, at the end of the day, truth is always in the room. We're just struggling to find the truth because Satan has scattered us with so much intelligence that it blinds us from the truth.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, look at this. We've taken a pesticide, right, and made it into a product to consume. What is the pesticide? Soybean.
Yeah. I mean,
The
yeah.
pesticide of soybean is everything. Like, yo, you want to get healthy? Eat soybeans. You're not supposed to eat soybeans.
Yeah. Not.
You're just supposed to.
Yeah.
But then again, right? Well, what is a soybean?
No,
is it
they-
totally man-made?
Yeah, they grew the soybean because it creates nitrogen too, and it brings nitrogen back into the soil. It wasn't never supposed to be eaten.
It's not going to be
Yeah.
consumed. You eat too much soybean, you're going to look like the Hulk. Like, and you're going to have brain issues and all that.
All that type of shit.
It's
Liver
it's
issues.
heavy in glycerin. The natural name is glycine max. It's
Right.
soybean.
And you know,
Yeah.
bad stuff, brother.
Yo, this is what I'm saying, Ray. You have to understand what I've been.
Hold on. Yo,
Ray,
just made a
you
friend.
have to understand. Yo, hold up, Ray. Did you say hold on? You
Yeah, I
said-
say all that.
Oh, yo, check this out, Ray. What you major in college, yeah?
Oh yeah, I was playing soil scientist, agriculture
You
major.
was what?
Playing soil science, agriculture major.
Listen, man.
And you
Hold
said
on for a second. Hold that thought. Wait, time out. Don't say, nobody say nothing else. So do you think this conversation is by accident?
No,
Nah,
nothing is.
nah,
There
yeah,
ain't no
nah.
accident.
Yeah.
There ain't no accident.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm gonna go bust 10 off for that,
Yeah,
right?
that's why I stopped planning, man, because the universe plans way better than me.
Okay, I'm listening now. I just wanted to just put that in there. I'm listening, God.
Yo, he's a genius,
No, man, that's really it, man. I know if anybody my brother's talking to, man, I know you on the level, so I just am happy to connect, man. That's anything that you could.
And how old are you, brother?
I just turned 28.
Oh, you young, brother.
Yeah, my brother hit me. My brother like the fast forward button though. You know, he like 7 years older, so he like. I guess I got blessed with perspectives I would have never got.
And he looks 7 years older, right? I look like the young one. and shit.
It's funny.
Well, I want to say this about both of y'all as brothers, right? I'm not saying, I'm saying it literally to you and him as brothers for your family, okay? Your family has been through a lot, okay? I'm talking about you and Smoke's family, your family. Your family has been through a lot, okay? I see a lot of dysfunctionalism.
Yep.
The restoration is going to come from you two brothers.
Gotta
The
change it.
restoration is going to come from you two.
Yeah,
That's what I see.
yeah, we gotta stop the cycles.
at,
Yeah, or,
least a few of them.
yeah, or just turn them into good cycles.
Yeah, but I'm just telling you that's the power that you guys hold, and keep pursuing the right path. Like the restoration comes with mutual, wonderful mutual. I don't see nobody mutual. That's where the restoration comes in.
Yeah, but one hand gotta wash the other. Yeah, we do gotta. It's a selfless
Help each
thing.
other, yeah,
It's
like-
gotta be selfless.
Yeah. Yep.
You know what I mean? And I want to encourage both of you as much as I can. I'm telling you, I was led to talk to your brother last night. I was led. We used the medium of music. That was the gateway, right?
Yep.
And then the conversation shifted.
Yep.
Yeah,
And quick. Shifted quick. Like I'm like, okay, once you know somebody that know, you be like, okay. And shit, like
yeah. Whatever the medium is, it's just like a catalyst to
Exactly.
get to connect.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I would have never known.
Let me show you how amazing the spirit is. Now, Taylor, you wasn't there last night, but Snoop, you can attest to what I'm about to say. So when there's a high righteous frequency that's in the air, sometimes the negative, unrighteous, unholy frequency will appear.
Yeah, the temptation. The temptation. Yeah, I mean, the light is the temptation, man. I mean, that was the, you know what I mean? That's the whole thing with the apple and everything.
Not only temptation,
yeah,
but demonic forces sometimes will be present as well to stop the manifestation of the righteousness completing its purpose, right?
Yeah.
So last night, while there was an energy or a spirit of learning the truth last night, whether it was me and Smoke talking or everybody learning the truth about slavery, there also was a demonic presence there. Right, Smoke?
Yeah, totally, Ray.
The room always balances out.
Totally, Ray.
Right?
The elephant nobody wants to speak about. You know what I'm saying? They know it. They feel it too. They feel it too, and but they know it's all provided by us. You see what I'm saying?
So it was ironic that some of us was really building outside of the moment, whatever, getting at a get together, and then you had an energy that was creating mischief, confusion, and trying to make violence.
Mm-hmm.
I sat back and I watched it like I was eating popcorn.
Exactly. Like it's playing out in front of you.
I said, wow, this is amazing. So I'm definitely staying.
Right?
I'm definitely staying.
Yeah.
I'm definitely
I'm
staying.
going to be the bearer of light. So I'm definitely staying.
Yeah, because exactly. Because it really is like, you know, the two sides of light. Like, it could either burn you or you can get with the light that, you know, sheds light. It's wild.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, I'm going to tell y'all a crazy story. So my man Seven, so Smoke knows my man Seven. So that's who house he was at last night. So Smoke, one day I'm building with Seven. I'm building with Seven about, you know, what I see over his life with a Most High wants him, right? So we get deep with it. So as I'm talking, the picture in my hallway, like the picture in my hallway, like, was fine. Like, nothing bothered it. It literally dropped off of the mountain and crashed. Like somebody picked it up and slammed it.
Some movie shit.
So he was like, yo, what's that noise? I was like, yo, bro, that's the devil. He said, what? I said, yo, my picture was well secured in the wall, bro. And as soon as me and you start talking, the atmosphere changed and the picture crashed. Okay, so now I said, yo, I'm going to sweep that up when we get off the phone. I kept going. Yo, his phone made an eerie noise, like somebody was talking, and then it went dead. Like, his screen blacked out.
I believe all that, right?
The phone, huh?
I believe all that. I done seen some shit right where I say...
He charged the phone, and he called me back. He was like, yo, what's happening? I said, yo, this message that I'm giving you ain't supposed to be delivered to you.
Yeah, like they're not gonna help you. They're not gonna help you. They're not gonna help. Exactly. You're gonna have to go find another means of getting this across. They're not you know, not on their channels type shit.
Right.
Not on my watch, buddy.
Yeah.
That's too much light. They're like, oh no, stop that.
Yeah.
Grab the picture so he can go clear the back. Oh, cut off his phone. And Stephen was like, yo, this is mad wow.
Check this out, guys. We was talking earlier about the movies, right? How movies they show a lot of shit. I want to say on camera, I want to ask my man Ray Don. Yo, Ray, you ever seen Frailty?
Wait, what movie?
It's called Frailty.
Frailty. Hold on, let me think.
Good one with the guy from the guy's dead now. What's his name? Bill Paxton, the main guy from Twister. Remember that movie Twister? He was in that, but then Matthew McConaughey was in it too. But anyway, it's called Frailty. And that type of shit occurs. Like when he was doing God's work, he said, you know, he was taking these demons out, right? He was taking demons out saying it was God's work. But every time but like when people would say, whatever, we don't believe you or whatever, right, Ray? He'd say, what did he say? He said to everybody, you didn't wear no mask or blah, blah, blah. He said, man, God gonna make sure nobody sees me. I'm okay. As long as
I did see Frailty.
You seen that?
Yeah.
And he said,
Damon?
no, it was the other Matthew McConaughey. He was in it, but it was just dope, like how the story kind of went. But like little things, like he did the murder, and just so happened they watching the tape, and it just got a little fuzzy, like the surveillance tape, right where his face was. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I believe all that shit. I believe all that shit is what I'm saying. I believe all that shit.
Yeah, the subtle energies and spirits, it's no escaping, man.
It's no escaping.
It's definitely, it's all in the room. And there's no moment that's not shared.
Yep. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's it, you know.
Why one day, this when because I'm from New York, and I was living in Staten, I'm from Staten Island. So.
Oh, you from Staten, Ray?
Yeah, I'm from Staten Island.
Oh, shit, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so one day, so if you live in Staten Island, you gotta catch the ferry to go to Manhattan, right? So you do the ferry ride to go to Manhattan, because this route is literally the island.
Yeah.
So I go to Manhattan, I get on the train, right? So I don't know if this brother, he was Latino, but I don't know if he's Puerto Rican. So he jumps on the train, he looks at me. He go, how you doing, brother? He might get a good spirit. And I'm like, yo, what's up? You know, I don't know business. So he looks at my watch. I got I had a diamond watch, but you was able to look into the mechanism of the watch. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like, so you're able to look into the mechanics of the watch, right? And I had diamonds on that. He's like, oh, that's nice, man. And